Hi, welcome to the Dole Edge. This is a podcast where we talk about questions where the answers don't matter. My name is Shay,
And I'm Bobby.
and today we're going to be talking about things that drive us nuts at weddings.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Do you just want my list? Because I have
go,
an
start.
unofficial list. So, okay, just to start us off, we're both LDS,
Mm-hmm.
Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We're supposed to say the whole thing. Mormon. We're all of that. Anyways, so to me, our weddings, and granted, I've never seen the inside of the temple side,
Mm-hmm.
so I've never seen that set. So I can't say anything for that or against it. The after and the before is the most boring thing, the most waste of time.
Oh, they
There's so
take so
much stuff
long.
that I'm like, I don't even know. There's the luncheon or the breakfast that happened after or
Mm-hmm.
before the
Yep.
temple, which I'm like, why am I paying for this? It's my day. Why am I
And why
no,
am I
it just
feeding you
why am
all?
I
It's
feeding
very
you all?
annoying.
It's whatever. I hate the line where you as a bride and a groom, I've never been a bride, so
A receiving line. I'm going to tell you how we
there
got
was
away from
oh my
that.
gosh, I don't even know why we have that, because why would I want to just stand there after getting married and then have to greet every single person that I may or may not know?
It's mostly for your
And
parents' benefit.
well, that's nice, then talk to my
I know,
parents.
but like
But like, no,
the food is boring,
the food's boring. Like, and there's dancing, like
but
they
it's
set up
terrible
dancing,
dancing.
and no one ever dances. I've never
Yeah,
been to a an LDS one where people dance. I've only been to, I think, oh, I've been to two.
I
One,
have. I've been to ones where they dance, but not like great because none of
yeah.
us know how to dance
Oh my
anymore.
gosh. Well, I've been to two non-LDS ones, and
Mm-hmm.
one was actually kind of fun. I was super like, I don't know what I'm doing because I've never done this. Because the one I was a kid,
Yeah.
and it was one of those where you're like, okay, there's alcohol, so we're gonna take you kids home. It's 8 o'clock. And then this one I was an adult, and it was actually super fun. We like there was like dancing, and you kind of just like whatever, and
Yeah.
then it was fine. But I think they're just so boring, and so there's so many unnecessary things that if
I think
I
weddings
ever get
in
married,
general are unnecessary. I mean, not like I mean, I think you should get married.
yeah,
Like I'm
yeah,
all up
yeah,
for marriage. Marriage is
sure,
great, but like people are out there, they're spending $50,000 to $100,000 on these weddings, and I'm
that's
like, okay,
crazy.
like you have to spend something, right? Like you need
Yeah,
to celebrate, and it needs to be respectful and all that kind of stuff. Because if you're just like wandering off into the woods and saying now we're married, that's lame.
yeah,
So you should have a good day. But
sure.
like $50,000, fifty
No,
thousand dollars for a wedding? Are
yeah,
you insane?
no, I
Like
don't.
really? I think that's nuts. I don't see a lot of those with LDS weddings, but
Yeah,
like
a lot
other
of it's
weddings
who can we
are,
find to make that is a lot.
yeah. Who can we
Is
find to
who,
make that?
yeah, which is
So
great, but also like I don't know. I think it
it
just
puts
puts
people
stress.
out.
Yeah, it puts
Yeah,
people out for sure.
like all the moms all across the valley for like the first 4 months of spring, or like from starting in March to going through like July, are so stressed out because they're making clothes and they have to find just the right fabric for this tie, and you're like, please stop. It's
Yeah,
not that important.
no, for
It's not
sure.
that important. I need to tell you about how we did our wedding though,
Oh
how we got
yeah.
away from that,
Oh my
because I
gosh.
hate all that stuff. I hate it all, and I
Yeah.
hate like huge groups of people, and I just hate it. So we didn't do anything in the morning. I
Okay.
had this relaxing morning. I slept in. I went and got my hair done all peacefully, everything like that. But then so my husband came and picked me up. We went up to the temple. We got married, which the ceremony is really beautiful inside the temple. It's just really sweet. There's nothing weird about it. It's just really sweet, and
Well, that's
it's actually
nice.
kind of short.
Well, that's good
Yeah,
because I'd hate for it to be super long.
yeah.
I wouldn't. I don't
It
know.
depends on how
Yeah,
long your sealer, or what other churches would call a preacher, how long
they
they
talk for.
talk for. But most ours
It's not
was
a. It's not uh, a set thing.
no. They talk for a few minutes, and
Is it like
then you
baby
have the
blessings
ceremony.
where you have to say certain things, but then the rest of it is just whatever you
No,
want to
there's
say?
a prescribed like in other churches, like dearly blah blah, we're gathered here together today, or whatever, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Marriage is what brings us
Oh my
together
gosh.
today. So they do have like a script that they do go through,
Yeah.
but like other than that, like any other preacher, they'll give a little bit of advice here and there, but they've been
Sure.
counseled not to talk too much because good grief, just get
Yeah.
them married.
Let
Like,
them go.
please don't talk too long; they'll faint. So
They're
anyway,
already anxiety riddled,
yeah.
I'm sure.
So it's pretty short in the temple, and then you go and take pictures and stuff afterward, which didn't take
That
us very long.
okay. That stuff makes
Yeah,
me. Why would you not just do pictures another day? I mean,
I
I guess
don't
everyone's
know.
there, but at the same time, like it just makes the day be
It might
long.
be that whole mysticism of like can't see the dress before the wedding day, well, whatever. But like for us,
I
it
don't
was so
know.
that my family could go over to like set out stuff at the reception center. So that was the other thing we did. Is I was like, we're not doing it at a church. We're not doing like a cultural hall reception center nonsense, and we're not doing it at a park where we have to set up 10,000 things like bring in tables and chairs. We're going to a place to get it done, so nobody on my day is stressed out.
some random person that's getting paid will set up my
Yeah,
chairs and
someone,
tables
yeah,
and
pay him to do it.
menu, whatever.
But like we found a good price for it. We
Sure.
weren't just like, $50,000 here, set up chairs
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we did that, and then we went over and we met everybody at the reception center, and then I was against the line. I'm like, I hate the line. I don't want to talk to a million people.
Yeah.
So we invited anybody that we actually liked to come to a dinner.
Okay.
And then while they were eating dinner,
Yeah.
my husband and I got up and walked around and talked to the people
Oh, there
that
you
we
go.
wanted to talk to, because
Okay,
we didn't
cool.
care about Aunt Hose or what's her name or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
All your family, all of your, like, I invited them because
My
my mom
mom.
knows them, or like
yeah.
when people invite the whole ward, I'm like, I'm not
Please
inviting
don't
the
do
whole
that.
ward. I don't know most of you, and bless your hearts, thank you for liking me, but
Yeah.
I'm not that person that.
Yeah, but we
met you in college
sped
once,
through
you
that.
know?
We sped so fast through that. We were like, hey, hi, 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 hi. Then we're all done. And then we're like, here's cheesecake, now leave. Because we weren't going to have
Get
them like
out.
chuck rice at us or blow bubbles or sparklers or whatever. I was like, no, none of that. Get out of my, go, shoo, be gone. So
Oh
we
my
kicked
gosh.
everybody out.
Oh my gosh. When did you get married?
2008,
No, the month.
the month, August.
August. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So we got rid of him, and then Ben and I went home. It was great.
You didn't go on your
We,
wedding.
we left the next day. So we
Oh,
went home
okay,
to
okay.
our apartment, and then we left for our honeymoon the next
Which
day.
I think that's also stressful. Those people that just are like, we're getting
On
a
an
plane.
airplane? I know.
I'm like, you just
Holy
had the
cow.
longest day of your life,
Yep.
and now you got to go to an airport where they're gonna be like up the bum at you.
Yeah, no, we just
Depending on
went
who you are.
home. I know. Like, I can't imagine going on a stressful trip right after you got married. Like, vacations are stressful at any time.
Yeah.
You have so many things you have to keep track of, especially if you go foreign and you have to keep track of passports and change, money exchange and all that. Thank heaven for Visa. They take care of that. But, like, it's so stressful. So, we just did a stateside quick little honeymoon. We were gone for about a week and then came home. So that was great. Okay, but no, going back to things that drive me nuts. The reason why we did it that way is because I hate having a million people there, too, that you just don't know.
Yeah.
Like, please stop hugging me. You're going to make me sick. Don't touch me. Like, why does everyone have to come up and hug the bride? Why do they do that? Stop it.
I'm that person that's like, I don't want to have to fake happiness the whole time.
Oh,
you know? Where, like, you do that at work, I do that at fencing, I do that whatever. You're like, oh, that's so great, I'm so glad that you did it. Mm-hmm. Which is sometimes I'm actually happy for you, and other times I'm like, I only have to get through this conversation.
Right.
So I don't want to have to get through this conversation for 4 hours.
Right. That's like, exactly why we didn't do it.
Again? And then you're like,
oh frick. Nice.
Oh, you're my great aunt.
Thank you for coming. Thank you. Blah, blah, blah. It gets so insincere after a while.
Yeah, and it's like the same conversation. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, are you still playing hockey? Yes. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
No, why don't ask me questions. I know you don't care. Like, you're not going to come to my games. You're not going to, whatever. That's okay, that sort of stuff.
Outside weddings where, like, so that have not been in the temple ones that I've gone to.
Yeah.
I don't like it when they're like, okay, so, like, our 7th great grandfather is from this country, and so we're going to incorporate the tradition of their marriage culture into our marriage. I'm like, you never met that dude. You are not from Croatia. Please don't do whatever thing they do in Croatia. It's like from the 1800s. The modern brides there don't do that now. Please don't do that.
That's how I feel about people when they're like, I'm doing a country burlap wedding. And I'm like,
ew.
You are not country. You're not country.
No.
You don't get that. I'm so sorry. Like, don't be fake on your wedding day. Be you. If you're those Star Wars people, then do whatever you want.
Thing.
Do your thing, whatever. But don't be like, we gotta go Instagram. If you're not Instagram,
don't try.
Don't do that.
Right.
But also don't be cringe.
I just don't like it. I don't like it when they grab stuff and they're like, okay, now we're gonna like wield this sword over your head, and you're like, stop, why? Don't do that. And it's like, to represent, if you ever hurt my daughter, I'm gonna cut you in two or whatever. I'm like, dear sir, please don't do that.
Oh my gosh. So you didn't do like a cake cutting or any
we did do a cake cutting, but I mean, like,
did you jam it in his face, or did you do that? Okay, I hate that too. I'm like, she paid a bunch of money to get that all
hair
done,
and makeup and nails all done, and you shove it in your face. Okay, so I was reading a study on that. And I wish I should be able to cite that. I feel bad because I always hate it when people are on the internet and they're like, oh, where's your sources? And now I'm doing it and I don't have a source. But I was reading a study on that a little while ago, and it is a direct correlation between cake smashing in faces and divorce. Couples who smash cakes in faces get divorced.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's not like a foolproof, because normal couples get divorced too, but it is a 1-to-1.
Oh my gosh.
It's amazing.
That's nuts.
Yeah, don't smash the cake in your spouse's face. It's not funny.
No, I don't think that's a good time.
It's horrible. I mean, yeah, on your special day, let's embarrass you. That's a great idea.
That's such a fun time.
And that's the other thing I hate too, like best man speeches, where they like embarrass the dude.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we never thought he was going to get married, because he's a loser. And you're like,
Why?
no, like,
Why are you
why
like,
say
yeah?
that? Or they're like, yeah, she was such a tramp. We didn't know if this one was gonna stick. And you're like, my
Oh my
dude,
gosh,
please,
what the
would
frick?
you not say stuff like that about people?
See, I'm like, no.
Like, it's their wedding.
Dude, yeah. The thing that scares me though is
Mm.
like the I guess that doesn't count.
What?
I was gonna say the whole like the father of the bride walking you down the aisle.
Oh, yeah,
You
that doesn't
know?
happen here.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. But there is sometimes the father dances with the bride or
Oh,
whatever, and
yeah.
I'm like, eee, what do I do there?
What do you mean?
I don't have a dad.
Oh, for you.
I mean, I do have a
Well,
dad, but
your
you know what I mean?
brothers can stand in.
I know for sure, but then it's like what one of those weird trade-offs where you get 30 seconds, you get 30 seconds, you get 30 seconds, and bow. Like,
No.
you know what I mean?
Just skip that part. You can just
Oh,
skip
I'm gonna
that
skip.
part.
I'm probably gonna skip it. There's gonna be a lot of stuff that I'm gonna skip. The poor person, whoever gets me, is gonna be like, "Okay, so this is it, right?" And I'm gonna be like, "No, cut that out. No, cut that out."
No, we cut tons of stuff out. Ben and I did. Like I said, I mean, we flew through that. I think from the time, so we got married. Our sealing time was at 4:30, so we had to be at the temple at like 3:30 or whatever,
Sure.
because they have to make sure your dress is all okay and stuff. So then, yeah, our sealing time was at 4:30. We were out of the doors of the temple by like less than 5 o'clock. So like
Oh.
before 50, I think we were outside.
Jeez.
Yeah, and then we made it over to the reception center because we said dinner's at 6.
Yeah.
And Ben and I were home by 8:30.
Wow.
So 4
So
hours.
literally 4 hours.
4 hours we were done. I was like, I'm not doing a whole day. That's nonsense.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go home.
I want to do this.
So,
Yeah. Rick.
I had so many bobby pins in my hair.
Did you?
Oh my gosh, I probably had like 200 bobby pins
Oh my
in my hair.
gosh.
It took Ben like 15 minutes to get them out. We're just sitting there.
Did you know there's a
pulling them
thing?
out.
What is that? Where did I hear that from? Give me a second. I listened to a book
Okay.
and oh, sack. What was it for? That you couldn't.
It'll come. It'll come.
Something about. Oh, was it a Star Wars book?
Oh dear. We're back on Star Wars. Okay.
There was something where I can't remember what a book it was, but like for if a guy were to take your hair pin out, like to make your hair go down, then it like means something, like that you will get married or something like that.
Oh, really?
And whatever. And so it's like, what the freak?
Well, I guess that worked because
Well,
Ben and I were
that-
super married 200 times.
Oh my!
It took all the bobby pins
All
out.
of my hairs were
Oh.
down because of him, and we're set for life.
They're set for life.
Oh my gosh.
No. Okay, so yeah, I hate the cultural appropriation in weddings. I hate how expensive they are. I hate meeting 10,000 people that you will literally never see again. That's the worst. And
Yeah.
I don't like icky dudes that make jokes at weddings.
Oh yeah.
Like, have a good night. You
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Like, no, don't. Why? Don't. Shush.
Don't do that.
That's gross. Leave them alone.
Just let them live.
Yeah.
What were your colors?
Oh, blue and green.
Blue and green.
Because
Like,
Ben's
wait,
favorite color is blue and
what
mine
kind
is
of
green.
blue?
So it's
And what kind of green? Like light
royal,
and dark?
So royal blue.
Okay, so like a solid blue.
Yeah, and like slightly higher than hunter green, but less than emerald.
Okay.
And
so
I
two
didn't.
darker greens.
Yeah,
two
darker
darker colors.
But it was, it really, because it was a summer wedding, so it looked really, really good against
Is
like
August
all the white and
considered
stuff.
summer?
I consider it
January.
summer.
I don't
You have to do all the
I don't like-
calculations. I always think of it as summer.
See, and I'm like, August is a fall color to me.
Well, I guess the last half is, but we were married in the first half, so blue and green. The thing is, I didn't care about all that nonsense
I
either.
guess August is in the September because
Mhm.
he's in the freaking darn it, August. Anyways,
Ben and I are both Leos, even though
Oh my
he's born in
gosh.
July, so we're both Leos.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, but where was I going with that?
I don't know.
The colors.
The
Okay,
colors.
colors. I was not obsessed with that either, and we didn't have a best man. I didn't have a maid of honor. I didn't have any bridesmaids.
Oh my
My family
gosh.
were like, "Hey, do you want us to wear any specific colors?" And I was like, blue and green.
Don't wear white.
Yeah, don't wear white.
Thank you.
And so like they kind of all sort of found what they wanted to wear that they were comfortable in that was kind of sort of on point, you know?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like if someone was wearing like a red tie, we weren't like,
Get that one out. He's not on par.
We didn't do that.
Huh.
Because I was like, why? Why are you going to make everybody that you love spend a whole bunch of money
See,
just to come and
that
watch you
doesn't
twirl
make
in a white
sense.
dress?
If they're not in the lineup, I wouldn't have been. I'd been like, wear whatever the freak you want.
Yeah, but we didn't have a lineup, and so we didn't care what colors they wore. And so
Yeah.
they're like, well, can we wear what you guys want us to? And we're like,
Oh,
if you
yeah,
want
if
to,
you
it's
want,
blue and
yeah.
green, but honestly, we don't care.
Yeah, wear something nice.
Okay, but I was also like a super non-fussy bride, and I don't like bridezillas.
Well, who does?
Oh, they're the worst. I don't know. Some people get like a kick out of it.
Watching that, I can't. We used to watch. My grandma used to watch say yes to the dress all the time.
Oh yeah.
And I'd like watching it to see the dresses because there's some I'm like, they're kind of
pretty. Yeah,
it's kind of cool. And then there's others you're like, oh, golly wally, you're a choice.
Yeah, I don't like those.
But I can't remember where I was going with that. What
Okay.
were you going to say?
Well, we were talking about
Bridezillas. And oh my gosh, that's what I was going to say is the parents or the people that they take with them are like, I don't like that one. Hush the frig up.
I know.
Are you wearing it?
You're not wearing it.
Is your boob out? No.
Then shut up.
Hush the frig up.
It doesn't matter.
It's
like
theirs.
I mean, if she looks really awful, you can maybe politely say something, but like, let her choose her own dress.
You're looking bloppy up there.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I like, you know.
Anyway, the other thing I don't like is when they do dress thrashing. Have you seen this trend?
What the frick is
and maybe
dress
it might
thrashing?
be way too old. Like I mean, I'm like showing my age really good right now because people used to like get these dresses, you know, like $1,000 dresses, and then they would go and get married, and then afterward the photo shoot was like, how can we destroy this thing? And so people were like lighting their dresses on fire while they were wearing them, and they were like running through the ocean and like falling in the mud, and they were like walking through brambles and ripping up all these dresses because they're like, that way it can never be worn again. And I'm like,
dude, why don't you just donate that so some other kind soul can wear it?
I know, like,
or alter it. There's been people that have altered it. There was I just heard of, it was, do you know Emma Stone?
Oh yeah.
She apparently wore her wedding dress, which was the like simplest thing I've ever seen. Yeah. It was like very like a straight with like just 2 straps, and then I think there was like feathers around the bottom.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if she altered it so she could wear it out, and it was like that, but it was so simple. And she's I'm wearing this to the red carpet for some reason.
How fun!
So that doesn't make sense to me.
I don't know. I kept mine. If my daughter wants to wear it, she can wear it, but there's no like tradition going on there, like not at all.
My mom was like, "You want to wear mine?" I'm like, "No."
No. Yeah. Well, and like if they want to use it and cut it up for like, you know, baby blessings or dedications or whatever other people call them, that's fine too. I don't really care. I kept it because maybe if someone is interested in it, but like I'm not attached to it. It was what I wore on that day. I have the pictures.
I'm hoping I can be like that.
Yeah.
I'm one of those sentimental people that's like, can't get rid of these because I wore these when I went to England, and now I can't get rid of these shoes.
I am the least sentimental person of all time. I just don't care.
Oh my gosh.
About that nonsense.
Okay, so just to like, unless you have more things to wrap this up, what is one thing that you're like, I love that part of weddings?
That is.
And it doesn't have to be everybody's, because there's always gonna be someone that's like, if you said color, someone's gonna be like, I want neon pink and mustard yellow, and you're like, oh gosh.
What is the one part I absolutely love about weddings?
And don't say like the love part. Like we all like that they like each other and you're happy for them people. I mean like the regular outside where you're like, oh, I do love the lines, or like.
I think in whatever form it takes, the simple action of sharing food with people that you love in a happy occasion is probably the sweetest moment, because you're like, here we are together. It's peaceful enough for us to enjoy a meal or a cupcake or a piece of cake together.
Yeah.
And we're celebrating it as one.
Yeah.
And I love that feeling of the community. You can bring people into that moment and share just a little bite of cheer with people.
Okay.
Which goes figures that I like the food part. Anyway.
The food part's pretty good.
Okay, but what about you? What do you like?
And I'm like, I am always interested in the colors that people pick. So I love that part of like seeing that. But I also, oh freaking, I lost it. There was one I was like, oh, I really like that part. Yeah. That is something. But
the decoration?
Oh, the flowers.
The flowers.
I love flowers. I love and I'm not like, some people are like, you see like the bouquets or whatever and that sort of stuff. I love the flower arrangements. Those are probably costly. I don't have any idea.
So expensive.
But I love the flowers and things like that, where it's just like, oh, these are beautiful. They're gonna die tomorrow, but
but they're so pretty
beautiful.
Tonight. So pretty tonight.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, well, tell us in the comments below what you guys hate and love about weddings, and maybe we'll answer you.
Yeah, let us know, because we'll come back around. I'm sure if there's a lot on this one, we'll
talk about it again. Like, hey, share your stories. We would love to hear your stories.
Oh yeah, if you have an awful or a really good wedding story, tell us. Don't put the real names, because we don't need to out anybody. But if you're like, whoa, let me tell you, man, please tell us.
Please tell us.
We would love to hear it.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.